now that we have some vocabulary for describing different aspects and beliefs of the world religious groups, I want to share with you just a very brief overview of some of the world's religions. And I'm doing that by dividing them between East and West, Eastern religion versus Western religion. Now, the truth is that all of these major religious systems have their roots in Asia, not in Europe, not in the Americas, but in Asia. The difference is that what I'm calling the Eastern religions are from the Far East, India, Southeast Asia, and then traveling north to China, the Koreas, and Japan, whereas what I'm calling the Western religions have their roots in the Middle East, in the area of Palestine. So that's the difference between East and West here, but they are all Asian-based religions. Now, when we look at the major Eastern religions, when we look at Hinduism and Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Confucianism, and Taoism, all but one of those is a non-monotheistic religion. In other words, all of them either say that there are many gods, or on the other hand, they tend to be agnostic in their orientation concerning God. They don't specifically address the question of who or what is God. They're almost, in some ways, a philosophy or a path for spiritual guidance rather than being what those of us coming from a Christian background think of as a religion. Whereas the Western religions of Judaism and then Christianity building off of Judaism, and after Christianity, then Islam, which in many ways builds off of both Judaism and Christianity, those three major world religions are all monotheistic, and that makes them distinctive. They're also religions of revelation. In other words, in each of those religious traditions, the adherents believe that God has spoken through his divine revelation. And then the fourth and more recent Western religion is Baha'i. It in many ways is the youngest of the world religions, and we'll talk some about it later on. Underneath, I've written the words animism and tribal religion. And notice that they transcend the two divisions of religion between East and West, because we've had animistic and tribal religions in all societies. Religion was not always written down. It initially was oral. And because of that, we don't have as good a record of many of these societies that were not as literate, having a written language. But we find the presence of animism and tribalism in all parts of the world.